going on, guys? So it's been about a year since I've been cooking literally every single meal for my sister to help her lose weight, and she's finally at her weight loss goal. She started at 4'11", 155 pounds or so, and now she's down to about 100 pounds at 4'11". So over the course of a year, she's steadily lost a pound a week. It's important to keep in mind my sister is mentally disabled. She has no willpower, no self-discipline. I've had to do everything for her. For the most part, she can't really exercise efficiently. We haven't been exercising. And she has cheated probably at least every single week on this diet. Otherwise, it would have been done months ago. You know, at her day program and just at these parties with these other mentally disabled kids, they eat like pigs. So we've tried to do some cardio and bicycle riding to alleviate the cheat meals, although that hasn't really worked. But we finally did hit the weight loss goal despite those factors of not exercising and those cheat meals. So just to run down her day, she's been taking cod liver oil and vitamin D3 for the most part fairly consistently, at least for the first 9 to 10 months. I did just start giving her vitamin K2. I would recommend people take vitamin K2 regardless. I mean, I tried to get some in her diet with high quality foods, but I wasn't necessarily giving her like most of her meals were conventionally raised foods as opposed to pastured or grass-fed. So I would say 90% of the time her breakfast was an egg, maybe even 100% of the time. It was either a scrambled egg that I would try to put grass-fed butter in or high quality cheese, or just a poached egg, lightly salted, and she drank some water. So there was caloric restriction along this, guys. For the first few months we didn't restrict calories, and then she hit a plateau when because she was literally eating hundreds of calories just worth of like whipped cream. So we did start restricting calories, and that was when we started doing just like one egg in the morning for breakfast. And you know, there's a small amount of vitamins in conventionally raised eggs, but for the most part, not really a significant vitamin content in the breakfast. You know, we either did, you know, we did poached eggs like this. We made a couple, and she'd have one every day. Maybe we did some egg whites, and sometimes maybe I grated some high quality raw cheese over it. Or what I'm going to start doing now is, you could also, like what I would also do is have some high quality raw dairy in the morning. So maybe a glass of raw milk, a glass of raw cheese, not a glass of raw cheese, I'm losing my mind today. Some raw cheese, just maybe just a very high quality, nutrient dense food in the morning that's less than 100 calories. That was my goal for her morning. For lunch, we would typically do, most of the time it was chicken. Lately we've been doing some grass-fed ground burgers with cheese. I'll show you guys the chicken. It's in the oven. So this is just your regular, like your feedlot chicken breast. I make a Greek style marinade. I'll talk about that. I actually just threw some bone marrow on this for today, but I never do this. Usually it's just grilled chicken with like an olive oil vinaigrette on it. So that was her lunch. Usually like 100 grams of grilled chicken, which is very little calories. I think it's like 150 calories, maybe 200. So that grilled chicken, I did a Greek style marinade with oregano, lemon juice, olive oil. Sometimes I would add garlic, sometimes I'd add coconut aminos, but just like a Greek style marinated lean chicken breast. So just protein, very low calorie. That was usually her lunch. That's interchangeable with steak, which I did a couple of times, and that's also interchangeable with burgers, which I've been doing recently. Dinner has been whatever protein I cook for my parents. So it could be steak a couple times a week, it could be ground beef burgers once or twice a week, fish, flounder, maybe some marinated pork, but for the most part, her dinner was another protein, usually not chicken, in a fairly small amount. So fairly restrictive caloric amount, not really focusing on nutrient density outside of, you know, like lately with these burgers I've been giving her, I've been trying to grate some high quality raw cheese over it. I've given her some like raw grass-fed ice cream, but really for the most part nutrient density has not really been the focus. We've been getting the nutrient density through the cod liver oil pills and the vitamin D3 in the morning. I just really can't think of a time where I was giving her nutrient dense food, because it's really just that like one egg for breakfast that's conventionally raised, it's grilled chicken for lunch, and then for dinner she just has the meat that they have. No real snack. I mean, she did have some seaweed snacks here and there. we did try to do, I think that was really it. So that's the diet that she lost most of her weight on. It was heavily caloric restricted because of her lack of physical activity, as well as her tendency to cheat on cookies and candy and stuff it had her day program. So and it might seem crazy that she was only eating, you know, you're like, well, Frank, on paper she's eating 400 to 500 calories a day, and if she's doing an hour or two on bike, she has 0. But you know, her sedentary activity, the amount she was cheating, she literally lost 1 pound a week steadily on what most people would consider a severely caloric restricted diet. So there are people like her who are metabolically damaged, so to speak, and have a very difficult time losing weight due to their lack of lean body mass, their small frame size, and their past dietary history. So thank you guys for watching. If any of you are trying to lose weight, hopefully this helps you out. I think it's a pretty eye-opening thing because nutrient density can be achieved through supplements, and caloric restriction is definitely necessary to get to a weight loss goal this extreme. Without caloric restriction, we would not have gotten halfway here. Maybe if she just was able to increase her exercise intensity to a point where someone would normally be doing resistance training, the goal could have been achieved in the same period of time, but that just wasn't a possibility. So things I would like to be doing now are, and things you can improve on, would be like using omega-3 eggs for breakfast, higher DHA content, grate some raw cheese in some scrambled eggs, grate some raw cheese on her burger, use higher quality stuff. That's all you could really do to improve the nutrient density of the diet. But you know, if she's eating cookies at program, I'd rather just give her the vitamin supplements in the morning and worry about nutrient density for myself and high quality foods for myself. But yeah, I'll put the picture. I'll put a link to my Instagram in the comments. That's where I posted the picture, and I'll be posting some more before and after pictures. Now our goal is going to be build up some muscle mass, and hopefully she's not too coordinated. But keep in mind, guys, I literally cooked every meal for this girl for the past year, and took her to I took her to do cardio every time she cheated. I was on top of the people watching her at the day program. It was just insane. So best of luck to all you guys who are trying to lose weight. And I guess this video was just to say that nutrient density can be achieved through supplements, and caloric restriction is incredibly important if resistance training is not available.